Okay, so it's still Thursday. I have washed my hair though. God, it feels so good when it's clean. But the but there was a couple things I wanted to talk about real quick. So when I went upstairs, you know, my mom's been up all night. She's super sad about uh, the crash, which, you know, I mean, I know all of this loss and stuff. There's static electricity, man. The the loss is supposed to create us to grow and feel sad. Like, it's supposed to get us to value life, value your time, to recognize what life is all about, the experience, the joy, the living. So it is all of this acknowledgement that is supposed to be associated with the gift of loss. And so the that is going to be big, but there's also a part where people got to realize, like, they're going home. Like, they're going home. They're not going to some far off prison space or something, like some people are, but they are going home. Sometimes I wonder when people's sadness isn't a little bit of envy, like, damn it, they went home. I want to go home. But, you know, you got to keep that in perspective. Everybody who, when they leave, they go home. They go back to their real world, their real life, not out of this this perpetual game. It is fucking purpose. I'm telling you, God, I am fucked with all the time. So the well, what I just all of a sudden have these visions of like things flying. It's like, man, it is this constant, and my eyes keep playing the weirdest. Like, it is weird. I have never had some, I don't know, I guess that's when they start saying visual hallucinations or something. Man, I keep seeing weird shit all the time. So weird. It's weird. And it just makes me even think more that the people who were classified as mentally ill were really very super connected. If they're having visual hallucinations and talking to other beings that we can't see and stuff, like, yeah, they're gifted. And they want to shut it down. They want those people to not believe in themselves. They want control. And I find it awful familiar that they also put those people through that funneling system, siphoning system, which weeds them out to make them a great candidate for an MK Ultra type situation, because they find them in the mental health programming, and then they it's like a mental assault. It's like yeah, and I don't know if there's certain counselors that are led through, man, yeah, God, that's weird, because we are all being led. Like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're all being led by different amounts of dark energy, different attachments that you have. We're all being led. Like, you gotta figure out who's leading you. For real, for real. Which brings me to this other thing. So she's, you know, all sad, which I think, you know, really, it's weird, because religious people, you'd think when somebody passes, they'd be celebrating like, hell yeah, another one bites the dust. But they instead get like devastated. And it always makes me think, like, do you really believe in what you say? But anyways, the thing that was getting me was, I was like, man, there's been a lot of plane crashes. I've been saying on my channel for a long time, stay out of the air. There's something going on. And there's things in the, like, there's something going on. Like, right now, it is a beautiful sunrise, but it is so full of color and so full of layers of texture and atmosphere. It is so artificial. It's so messed with. And you know, that's what's killing us, man. And our compliancy, our allowing this to occur, because, you know, we don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to create waves. We just want to do what we're told and keep quiet so nobody else thinks we're weird. And so anyways, she said that on the, she said, no, this is the first crash that's had people in 15 years. I was like, what? I said, what, like American Airlines or something? And she's like, no, altogether. They haven't had a plane that's crashed for 15 years. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It was just 3 last month. And she's like, no, there wasn't. And I'm like, yeah, there was. I said, well, okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but yeah, there's been a bunch of plane crashes. And so then I go in to take a shower, and I'm just like thinking and thinking. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe they weren't Boeing. Like, is the news really this misleading? Are people like, oh my God. And then so I'm in there, you know, combing my hair, getting ready to get in the shower. And I said, I opened the door and I said, just the one, it had people on it because it had all those scientists. That one that crashed over Brazil or whatever had all those scientists. So it had people, like, I don't know, I don't remember all the different situations on all these different crashes, but there was like a week where they were like, oh my God, it's crash after crash after crash. That was only a couple weeks ago. And now the news is saying, oh yeah, we haven't had a crash in 15 years. Okay, this is weird. Like, I mean, how far can they push us? Is that what the whole thing with Mandela effect is? Is to just keep changing our reality and getting to see how far we'll comply, how far we'll lose ourselves? Or can we stay in our own knowing, in our own believing, in our own discernment? I don't know. It's really got me weirded out, though. So I don't know. When I came out of the shower, she was back in her room and the music's going. It's very intense. Like, even this thrift store I like is a church thrift store, and it's very intense to me when I'm in there. And it's just so propaganda. The way I look at it is like, you shouldn't have to have a song on repeat telling you to remember to love Jesus. Like, it should be in your heart. Like, I don't know. It's like a constant, why do you have to be reminded so much? Like, I don't know. It trips me out, but they all love that music. And I'm sure they don't look at it as like a reminder. They look at it as joyous music that gives their blessings to their hearts or whatever. But to me, it's like, man, it's like a lot. It's like a lot. Don't forget who the light is. He loves you. You gotta give your whole heart. Give everything you got to this guy because he loves you. It's like, oh, fucking Jesus Christ Almighty. And I say Jesus Christ Almighty and Jesus fucking Christ and fucking God damn it all the time. Like, I say it a lot. And I'm sure that's driving her crazy. I'm sure there's things that I do and say where she's like, God, I can't wait till she's gone. Like, helping your kids sucks, man. And it's trippy because, you know, I've helped mine. And she's helped me before, too. But, you know, I mean, it is, you know, kind of a thing. Like, that's where, when we see people who don't have anybody to help them, that's what we're always like, you don't have anybody? No family? No. And it's sad that family turns so much on each other, but there is so much dysfunction. You got to remember, it goes back in these really deep twists through lots of different lives and different experiences we've had. And it's like this web that we weave in between these life experiences that can be very toxic. And that is, you know, why we're at this point of having to heal it before we can move on. You can't move on out of this web until you heal your way out and let go of the things that hold you in. And then you have interference. I'm telling you, when you are actively doing this, you start having this dark energy that is like trying to hold on. It's like the prison guards or something. And they want to fucking keep you mad. Even if they can't turn you from your direction, they can keep you in frustration, and they feed off of your frustration. So, and that is hard, man. It's hard. And I feel like I'm in a, you know, frustrating time in my life. It's very, like, it's weird. It's just kind of weird, you know? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff about it. But it's still, this is where I'm at, and this is what's going on. And I'm in good company. Like, there's tons and tons of people who are going homeless for all different reasons. And, but that is the wave of change. That's where, you know, things start changing. If it's us, you know, because I know some of us, we understand the illegal shit that's going on with the banks and stuff. So we're standing up for what we believe in. And then there's other ones, you know, that have all different levels of things, but that is pushing us in a new direction. You know, it's, you know, me talking about it all the time makes other people start going like, I didn't know that all the loans were illegal. I didn't know that was going on. I didn't know this was going on. So it starts paving the way in a new direction. And even if like everybody's not like, you know, well, I'm stopping paying everything, because it is, you know, I mean, you can lose things. You can, like, you got to be willing. Like I've said the whole time in this battle, you got to be willing to lose it all. Like you go hand-to-hand combat, you got to be going all in. You don't sit back and start crying. You go all in, bitch. It's like you are in a more. This is a time of, you know, putting yourself out there, going all in on something. And again, I'm not trying to say like everybody's got to go and do this, but this is the turning point. You know, like the banks are fucking enough people that when those of us who we jump on their side, then we start fucking the banks, and so then the banks, through their corrupt stuff, the energy switches and they all start to fall. And so to me, I'm just one of the people trying to give it an extra nudge while they're fucking over the people that don't have choices. I'm just making a choice to jump on board with, you know, Team Alliance or whatever, you know, to be an ally, to jump into those waters and not make those people have to be by themselves, and to push in a direction that is right for us. And just, you know, for people to know, okay, yeah, so just like the parts like you guys play, like I'm not saying everybody's got to jump on board and go out there and stop paying your shit and take this risk, because some people have kids. Like my mom's like, I can't do that, I have all these cats, and where would I go as a homeless person with all my cat? And it's like, yeah, I'm not saying everybody's got to do this, but you know, I mean, like she's trying to tell me like I shouldn't be doing it. It's like you got to have respect for the people who are doing it. I think, you know, you got to be like, yeah, thank you for doing this. It's because it's creating a wave of change. But in that, I was just seeing it just a second. So the not paying, the changing it in the direction. Okay, let me see what it was. Hold on, let me get a swig of my tea, and I will try and think what it was I was seeing. Hold on. It was because it's a wave of change when it starts to go, and the people who jump on board and help to shift it. Oh, okay. Just you guys, just being willing to be open-minded and to listen and to see the other side, because there's a whole huge group of people who are very judgmental towards the homeless, because they are the ones that keep the prison system running off of the hierarchy and judgment and stuff like that. So all of you guys who just listen and see, you know, see it in a bigger picture, that is the rudders. It's like as the energy changes, it's like the water, the movement. It's like the current is created, but then we redirect it. So we like transmute the energy, because then they're trying to take us down the drain. So some of us jump in as life preservers to turn the direction. Then all of you guys that are the ones that are listening and open-minded, you're the rudders of the boat. You're the ones who get everything turning, because you guys are seeing more of the picture. So you see how I'm saying how it works together? So it's not like everybody's meant to do or feel guilty or anything like that. You got to process whatever feelings you have, and whatever you're going through, just process them, because they're probably associated to past lives and stuff. And there's probably tons of you guys where we have interactions in other lives, like we know each other in other lives. So there can be things that I would trigger in you, because that would be a part of what my destined plan would be in this world. So the people who, even if you're not making big steps in the, you know, refusing to pay your stuff or whatever, it's the change of energy, it's the change of vision, it's the change of perspective that begins to change this directions. So it's kind of like I said, like you see it as like they're trying to take us down the drain, then a whole bunch of us feel this, well, it's programmed into us. It's not like we have a choice. And so we jump in as the life preservers to try and turn it to go a different direction, which has worked because it's going, it was always going to work because we turned in the other direction. So there was always going to be, we would help to push the banks through disclosure, just talking about all this stuff. Just like I said, it's just the talking about it and stuff is what creates so much change, because of the awareness and the energy that starts to move the dominoes in a different direction. And so that is, so you're playing a part no matter what, just, you know, listening and thinking in broader terms. But so as those, as they try and, you know, force us in a direction, and then those of us who, and seeing mine goes back to like Charlie Ward. You know, I wouldn't have known about all this illegal fucking bullshit if he wouldn't have come, because he came to me. I didn't even know who he was. I didn't go searching for him. He came to me. The universe brought him to me because it was part of my program. It was a part of my destiny. It was a part of what I was supposed to know. And so once I started seeing, and then like that judge who deemed all of these, all of the loans illegal, fucking in 2021 or something, and but people kept paying him and stuff. But I was like, well, I'm gonna be on the energy of like this other. Like, I'm gonna go in that way, not this way, because this way is gonna keep us fucking going, dog paddling for until we all die. This way is like, you know, we have hope, we have a chance, we have a way out. So I'm gonna go in this direction and stop paying and wherever it takes me, you know. I mean, there's people living in fucking huts and stuff. Like, I can do that. I can go live somewhere else. I don't have to live like this in the city with fucking poison food and hierarchy and dog eat dog, rat race bullshit. It's like, no, I can go and do something different. And I feel like that's what I'm on my journey. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna end up on a beach in Mexico. I have no idea right now. I believe things will start opening, start giving me direction and showing me. Like a ranch in Mexico on a beach would be fucking ideal, man. Like any of the places that are gonna still be around and stuff, but like a nice little place with some little animals that you can interact with, and it's like your own little Mecca, your own little grande or something, you know. It's like the creation of your own little world. And so anyways, but you know, the doors are opening. Like, I have been diving in and leaving everything behind and knowing that there's something that's going to catch me. Like, it was a long while ago I said I'm free falling, and so that has been, you know, that's what I'm programmed into doing. But so, and then to talk about it to the point where, you know, people in my physical don't even want to fucking talk to me. Like, it's like, does she ever shut up? She's always talking about weird shit. She's always so extreme. And I was like, but there's people out here who do listen because they are programmed to listen because of this, you know, this change. I mean, it's the weaving of the fabric. The new pattern is being woven between us. And so you guys come in and listen to me, this weird lady who, you know, talks about this weird shit and her weird perspectives that, you know, are very off from mainstream. And so then you, but that gives, it's because your mind was wanting to open. It was willing because you were programmed to have it open at that time. So then I'm going to come into your thing. You're going to hear this weird shit. It's going to make you start being like, ah. And it's like these, it's like turning yourself back on. It's like a remembering. It's not like I'm teaching you this stuff. It's like you're remembering certain things, and it's connecting your dots. It's connecting you. It's like, okay, it's like okay, I see it like, was it in like Star Wars or something, where one of the robots was off for a while, and then the other one kept going? Like, was C-3PO the tall one, and then there was a short one or something? I don't know. But so I see this one robot being down, and now the other robot is got it to come back on, but it's got to start all its little things. It got to start firing back up. So that's kind of more what starts going on. You know, when you start coming across these things that go to, it's not like you're learning all this stuff. It's like it's sparking you back awake. It's sparking you back to remember things. And so you start remembering, which starts your journey, or your energy shift, which that creates the rudders of the energy of which we're going. And then the people behind us who haven't woke up yet, see, those are the ones who are going to catch the current, and it's going to become uncomfortable, especially because it's vibrating at different speeds. Everybody's at these different vibrations. And so that is what's going to pull them. It's like it begins to pull them in that direction. And that's where everything starts happening. I mean, that's where everything starts flipping. And that's where we're headed. That's what we're getting close to. And I think the signs are all around us. And I don't think we're skipped that part. There's been a lot of work to get to that part. So I don't think we skip it and all of a sudden everybody leaves. But, you know, I don't know. I'm going to ask my mom today, though. I said, do you want us to be sad when you rapture? Like, you want us to be sad? Because, yeah, I think we got to stop being sad when people leave. It's sad when we have loss. It's sad when we don't get to interact with them. Like, it's sad when they're gone. Like, I'm going to be sad. If my brother's leaving before the shift and stuff, I'm going to be sad. And then I'll also look at it as like it had something to do with his role to play in his family, with his kids and his grandkids, because it definitely traumatized me when my grandpa died when I was young. And I was so sad, but he's with me all the time. And throughout him being with me all the time, I started to see our past lives and stuff. Like, he's an important role to me. So that is, and that's my Ukrainian grandpa. The Scottish one, that my mom's dad, he is like, our connection was very different. You know, he really taught me a lot about ethical issues because of his unethical behavior, let's say. So, and, you know, I mean, that happens with a lot of people who become really rich and stuff like that. You can be, I don't know, not swayed or whatever, but it can sway your perspective of things over the things sometimes that you have to do to get the things that you want or something. So, I mean, I thought that was pretty shitty. You know, when my mom told me that his wife went and took all of the good antiques, the expensive stuff. So that would have been like when she did that back in the, so she did that like in the 60s, then that stuff would have been like old. Man, I would have been stuff from the 1800s, the 19, and a lot of stuff that people had brought over from other countries. Like, so, yeah, that's pretty shitty. You know, that's very driven into your own financial benefit, kind of. That's not a good karmic thing. So there's definite, you know, lessons and stuff. You know, all the things. Like, people are always playing roles for all these different lessons. I think you can learn from as many different as you open your mind to. You know, you can learn from everyone around you if you open your mind to it. But I think it's important to keep out of judgment, because when you go in judgment, then you don't really get the benefits of learning, because you're just making like they're wrong or they did it wrong or whatever. So it's there's more value to not judging and learning from what it is that they're going through and how it is that things play out and stuff. So anyways, so what was I going to say? Anything else about that? You know, I think my time is up. That's my time, people. So anyways, we'll just finish that one here. And I still, it's up in the air. Like, it was so beautiful out this morning, but I don't know, it's supposed to all of a sudden turn sometime tonight and turn hellacious. So I don't know. It's just Non-stop fuckery, I swear to God. I cannot wait until, you know, and even the resistance, you know, like my mom, and there's like tons of people who were like, no, you just got to do what you're supposed to do. When things change, that's when things change. And you say, well, you got to be the change maker. You got to be the one who's out there pushing for change. Then, like there's a huge, a huge hold, a stranglehold on this compliant, see, you know, doing what you're told and stuff. So anyways, but that's all, you know, about to be choked out too. It's about to really have people go internal inside and look at themselves and wonder, you know, why was I so, who was I trying to please? Why was I, you know, a lot of people are going to start noticing that they were going against their inner beliefs, their inner system and stuff. And that's where there's going to be like this crossroads and stuff. But this is where it's a benefit to see it. So it's good. It's good in the long run, even though it's hard. Just like this is hard. But look, it could be leading me to a goddamn cool ass little ranch on a beach. We'll see what happens. So anyways, I will talk to you later. And don't forget, what we're doing here is learning how to love ourselves, love everyone, and how to have a loving day, because it's totally up to you. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.